Hi there. I wanted to make this video to go over something that I have been studying recently, and that is a very macro view of Amazon's traffic. And I'm not talking about traffic just for a specific product or brand, but Amazon as a whole. How is it doing, right? We just had a pandemic. A lot of the retail industry switched to e-commerce. Now, places are opening up again. I wanted to share some of the discoveries that I've made on the state of Amazon and its traffic to the platform. So first I have here Amazon.com, and wanted to share here on this chart. I have for since 2015 what Amazon's traffic per month has looked like, I estimate. So for example, here we have on March 2015, Amazon had about 141 million in terms of organic traffic, and about 3 million. These are sessions, right? In terms of paid traffic, and then you can see how over the years, Amazon has done an amazing job at growing their platform, becoming more popular. They hit right here in towards the end of before the pandemic started, right around here, November 2020, December 2020, an all-time high with over 1 billion visits, right, in a single month on Amazon. And then what happened is the pandemic hit, right? And for people that are in the Amazon industry, like myself, my agency, we've done this for over 6 years. We had a record November 2020, December 2020, and after that Q4 season, we expect the sales and traffic to go down into the summer months, only to take off again in the following Q4, right, shopping season. But during the pandemic, what we saw was something unprecedented. We saw that search volume, uh, you know, traffic on Amazon for the brands that we manage kept growing, and that aligns very well with what we see here for Amazon as a company, right? This is Amazon.com in the US. We saw that it continued to here it continued to get more traffic, 1.2 billion visits. It actually peaked in June 2020, and this is when Amazon also had Prime Day, right? And this was in the middle of the summer. So what we typically consider the slow season, it was the highest of Amazon ever had in terms of in terms of traffic. And we can see in previous years, right? Here is your Q4 of 2018, and then only to go down into the summer months, to go back up, to then decline a little. Well, Prime Day hitting here helps, but only to scale again. Now, after that peak of June 2021, what we have seen is in terms of traffic, right? And it varies from brand to brand, but what we're seeing in general is that traffic on Amazon seems to be going down, and that aligns very well with this show of the organic traffic that Amazon is getting as a platform, right? Now, a couple of the things to point out is this Q4 we just had was very unique, where we saw that November having more traffic than December on the platform, right? And something very interesting to see, and both of these months being less than June, July, August, et cetera, which tend to be the slow months of Amazon. And some ways to rationalize this, I think, is as the pandemic affected heavily the retail sector, a lot of that shopping activity moved online. And then as countries start to open up again, it's going back to that. And, we could talk about the economy as well, but that's just not a topic that, I would probably want to touch on this video. But many brands, perhaps many aggregators, made decisions based on that 2021 data And that's something that probably one wants to be very careful with, because it seems to be inflated. It seems to be activity, uh, traffic activity from a black swan event, right? Which was this pandemic. You can see now that December wasn't that good. December was not better than November. It's been going down again, and then just kind of stabilized over here. Now, this is for Amazon US. Also wanted to show a little bit about Amazon's paid traffic, right? This is the traffic that Amazon is paying to bring onto their platform. And you can see that it is some of the lowest they have done in many months, right? Throughout the pandemic, ups and downs. But here we see a consistent uh, decrease in that paid traffic that Amazon is bringing onto the platform. In fact, is it used to be high. So here, February, March 2018 was quite high. Uh, for some time there was not reported traffic there. But let's take a look at another market. Let's take a look at Germany, which is Amazon's second. I think it's in the top three of the largest Amazon marketplaces. And wanted to show here a similar, amazing growth over the last few years. And then the same scenario repeats, where Amazon reached an all-time high on that June of 2021. There was a Q4 here that wasn't very strong compared to the previous months, right? In fact, in this case, it wasn't stronger than the Q4 in 2020. It was just interesting. It was just about the same, depending on which month we're looking at, and then only from there has declined a bit, and then has a little bit of stabilized. Overall, is higher than it was, I would say, in 2019, in 2020. But we need to watch. We need to keep looking at this to see if that trend keeps going down. I have France here, which shows the same trend, and then slow decline here. One of my the most interesting findings here was Japan, with a massive spike with 400 million in organic traffic in June 2021. And what's crazy is that is it doubled from the year prior, right? So much shopping activity switched in Japan for Amazon Japan that year, right? But then what we're seeing is that since then it keeps on declining to the point where it is lower than some months even in 2020. Potentially could continue to go down. Who knows? Maybe even into 2019 numbers. I have one of my favorite here too is Australia. We saw Australia do really well during the pandemic, an up and coming market. We actually loved it for many of our clients because it had a lot less competition, and cost per clicks for generic keywords were as cheap as branded clicks that we get, for example, in US, right? And we can see that it had a big spike in 2020. This was an amazing run that we had. Then the pandemic hit. It had an amazing June, but since then it has declined. It seems to continue to be declining, maybe stabilizing here towards the bottom. Wanted to show you what the paid traffic looked like. Amazon seems to have been doing a lot of efforts here in 2020, 2021, but as of lately, not much at all. And wanted to do a couple of things. I have Walmart here, and this is to put things into perspective, right? If Amazon.com brings in, let's switch the order of this. Amazon.com in right now, Walmart is bringing around 250 million visits. Amazon.com was doing that about 7 years ago, right? So that's we could say in a way of comparison how where Walmart is at. It is behind Amazon, but it's about 25% of it has 25% of the traffic that Amazon is getting right now. So not to be ignored. And also had a very nice run throughout the pandemic. Peaked. Interesting that Walmart didn't peak on Prime Day. It did peak in Q4. Had an amazing December, which is more normal to see December outperforming or just having more activity than November. And then it has gone down, but is if we compare it to a year before, it's much better. Then one last one I brought in here was eBay, which you can see it is a platform that it is declining. It hasn't seen that steep growth that Amazon or Walmart have seen. In fact, it's a lot smaller even than Walmart, right? So what about this information? Few things. So a lot of the projections and growth plans that are being made for brands and perhaps even some of the aggregators, they a lot of these companies made plans, perhaps hoping that what happened in 2020, late 2020, early 2021, would continue to some degree. But what we're seeing is a decline. Also, we're seeing that there is an oversupply of inventory in the market. Many companies forecasted this unprecedented growth and probably overstocked. And right now, there is an oversupply in the market, which is driving CPCs up. Companies trying to so there is less traffic, less demand, but there is more inventory in the market, so more supply. So brands are fighting for the traffic, which is driving cost per clicks up. So now more than ever, it's important to operate well on Amazon, to know what you're doing, and it's very easy to burn through advertising money right now. It's important to have things like a differentiator, but essentially to know what you're doing on Amazon. Otherwise, the wave this wave that is on its way out, we saw from the pandemic, can crash on you. So I hope you find this helpful. And if I'll be sharing more content or other insights, other findings that I make. But yeah, till the next video. So thank you very much.